Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Mr. DIY 1985. Today I'm going to show you how to put on an Rg-6 compression fitting. This is your standard fitting that goes on to most cables. You just need a couple tools to actually complete this task. The first one that you're going to need is a pair of wire cutters. If you don't have wire cutters, you can also use a knife to cut it. This is going to give you the cleanest cut though. So you'll probably want to stick with wire cutters if you have them. You can also use a pair of wire strippers. And they come in several different types. This one I think I bought from Home Depot or Lowe's. Or even a knife if you can't find anything else. But the most important tool that you'll need is the actual compression tool. This one does Rg-6 and 59 on this side, and then does also Rg-11 for your bigger fittings on that side, which I'll have in different videos. And then of course, you'll need an actual Rg-6 piece of cable. This is the standard cable that satellite companies and then also cable companies use inside and outside your house. First thing that you're gonna do is, after you cut the cable, is actually go ahead, put your strippers on. If you have a guard, you can lift up the guard to actually secure the cable. If not, this works perfectly fine. And literally what we're gonna do is rotate it a couple times, clockwise, and then counterclockwise, so that you can see the shielding, and then also the braids that come on the cable. You don't actually have to wear a pair of gloves if you guys are wondering. I'm just wearing gloves because I work with my hands, and my hands are all tore up after a long day of work. So once you complete this, you can see I've taken the Rg-6 fitting. This one has a rubber grommet on top of it. You don't need that. That's just used for outside to secure, to make sure that the cable doesn't get damaged by rain or anything like that, or during the wintertime snow. You can always cut this part off. Usually in store, you can only find the ones that come without the rubber grommets. So, like I said, you don't have to worry about that. Once you get that on, you'll see inside, it sits in the back of the cylinder. And what you're going to want to do is raise that white part all the way up to the top of the cylinder, so it's flush. And the only thing that's sticking out past the top of the cylinder is that copper piece right there. So like I said, you'll just want to compress it with your hands a little bit. It should be fairly easy if you have the correct type of cable and the correct fitting. Sometimes if the fittings are cold, you can actually literally blow through them to get them a little bit warmer. Just hold them in your hands for a couple minutes. This will warm them up, and then it'll make it a little bit easier. But you want that dielectric to sit at the top of the cylinder, so this way there's no signal that's going to be bouncing around once you actually hook it up to your device or to the outlet. And just to show you what I mean, I'm going to pull it back a little bit and tilt it, and you see how it sits recessed inside that cylinder. That is not what you want. You want it flush, so you want to bring that up. So this way it sits nice and flush at the top of that cylinder. You don't want to take it past that point either. There's no reason to. It just creates signal issues that you can have later on with your cable or satellite boxes. Next, what you're going to do is simply use your compression tool, and they look different, but they all pretty much work the same as far as compression tools. You're going to want to take your copper piece and put it into the hole right there, rest it inside, and then I have mine set so I don't have to compress it all the way down, but you'll see this part right here is actually going to move and become tighter. And that makes the full compression. Release it. And you won't be able to pull this thing off. As you can see, it's nice and tight, nice and snug. The copper piece is right there. And then you're able to just simply screw it on to any device that you may have. And that is literally how you put on an Rg-6 fitting onto a piece of Rg-6 cable.